So, good morning students. I am Professor Rajeshwari Sharma. Welcome you all on behalf of GS College of Commerce, Vaidha. As we all know, since last few days, we all are suffering through a challenging time due to this COVID-19 pandemic. And due to this problem, almost all the sectors of economy has got adversely affected. Our education sector is also facing certain challenges. As you are seeing, since last few months, your classes has been disrupted. Teaching learning process has been stopped up to certain extreme. So, for removing this problem and to continue with our teaching learning process, our GS College of Commerce has taken an initiative called e-learning, under which we are going to take the online lecture for the students. We are sure that it will benefit our students, and our students would be making same efforts for learning through this online sessions. So, I am your teacher for the subject Monetary Economics 1. I will be teaching the subject to BCom 3rd Sem D section. So, in today's lecture, we will discuss the paper pattern and the syllabus in brief. As you all have appeared for the examination in BCom first year, Business Economics, so you know the paper pattern of the economics. You would be having the same paper pattern. It would be for the 100 marks, 20 would be internal assessment, and 80 marks would be for the written exam that you would be giving. So for the 80 marks, you would be having 4 units. Each unit will carry the equal weightage of 20 marks, and for the 20 marks, you would be having your assignments and vivas. You know that. So let's start with the syllabus. In first unit, let's start with the syllabus and the subject matter. So your subject is monetary economics. You all are learning the subject since your 11th standard. So you know what's economics, and you very well know there are main 2 branches in the economics. First one is the microeconomics and the second macroeconomics. You know, microeconomics is the economics which deals with the small aspects of the economy and the individual units like individual households, individual factories, individual companies, etc. But when we talk of macro, so it consists the economy as an aggregate. It studies the economy as a whole. So it studies the problem which persists on general level like inflation, deflation, the problem related to money. So when we are talking about the monetary economics, so it comes under the macroeconomics. So this year we are going to learn the monetary economics. Now moving towards the syllabus. Under this unit, under this subject, first unit would consist the money. Under this unit we would be having the different chapters. First chapter under this unit would be the evolution of money, whereby we are going to learn the definition, meaning of money, definition of money, the stages in development of money, which is also known as the types of money, and the functions of money, and barter system, its assumption and the difficulties under the barter system, or you may call it as barriers of barter system. The second chapter under the same unit is quantity theory of money. This theory defines the relationship between the money supply and the price level in the economy. Under this theory, we will learn the meaning of the theory, the assumptions of the theory, the diagrammatical representation, criticism, and in last, the gist of the theory. The third chapter under this unit is the paper currency and the methods of note issue. So we would be seeing the 3 systems over here. First one is fixed fiduciary system, second one is proportional reserve system, and third one is minimum reserve system. Here we are done with our first unit. Now moving towards unit 2. Unit 2 consists of inflation and deflation. It consists of 2 chapters, and the first chapter is inflation. Under inflation, we would be seeing the meaning of inflation, the definition of inflation, types of inflation, the causes of inflation, impacts of inflation on the various sectors of the economy and the society, and the remedies to control the inflation, or measures to check the inflation and bringing monetary stability. The second chapter under the same unit would be deflation. Here we meaning of deflation, the causes of deflation in the economy, the remedies to control deflation and its impact on the various sectors of economy. As we all know, both the situation that is inflation and deflation is not very good for economy. So to bring the monetary stability, we need to take various measures that we are going to see under this unit. Then moving towards the unit 3. Unit 3 basically consists of money market and policies. So as the name indicates, first chapter is money market. Under this chapter, we will be seeing the meaning of money market, the definition of money market, the importance and the objectives of money market, and the various instruments used under the money market. In second chapter, as the name indicates, we would be seeing the policy. In our syllabus, we would be basically seeing the two policies, that is monetary policy and the fiscal policy. Monetary policy is the policy of Reserve Bank of India, that is central bank, for bringing monetary stability in the country. Here we will see the monetary policy, its meaning, its objective, the role of monetary policy in developing economy, and the various components under the monetary policy. In the fiscal policy as well, we would be seeing the meaning of the fiscal policy, the role and the need and the objectives of the fiscal policy in the developing economy like India, and the various components of fiscal policy. And at the last of this unit, we would be seeing the recent changes in the monetary policy and the fiscal policy as well. Here we are done with our third unit. Now moving to the next. In unit 4, we will see the public finance. Under this unit, we have various chapters. The first chapter is public finance, wherein we will see the meaning of public finance, the components of public finance and its importance in economy. The next chapter under the same unit, we have is theory of maximum social advantage. This is a theory, this is one of the most important theory which establishes the relationship between the maximum social sacrifice and the maximum social satisfaction. So we will learn the meaning of this theory, the assumptions of this theory, diagrammatical representation and the criticisms of this theory. The next chapter under the same unit we have is the taxation. Under taxation we would be seeing the definition of taxation, the features of taxation and the various canons of taxation that we would call as principles of taxation. The next chapter would be the types of taxation. Under the types of taxation, we would be seeing the progressive taxation, regressive taxation and proportional taxation system. The next chapter under the same unit and the last chapter of our syllabus as well as this unit is the system of taxation. We have two systems under this. First is direct taxation, another is indirect taxation. So we would be seeing the direct taxation, its merits, demerits and the indirect taxation and its merits and demerits. So here we are done with all our 4 units which would be there for the 80 marks in your paper, and in our next lecture we will start our first unit, money, and first chapter under the same unit, that is evolution of money. Till then, keep studying, stay safe. Thank you.